This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson, and you're listening to Arn. And of course, we couldn't do it without the Hall of Famer himself, the founder of the Four Horsemen, AA, Arn Anderson. Arn, how are you, man?
Well, I tell you what, if you don't mind, and our family don't mind, which is our audience,
Yes, sir.
I'd like to take just a few minutes on the front end here and before we have some fun and talk about a couple serious things.
Okay.
As we know, this pandemic has not resolved itself. It's not being resolved. There's still 1,000 issues now. There's a different strain, and there's issues distributing the vaccine and all the things that are out of our control. And, last few weeks, I've found out a few things personally. I've found out there's such thing as a negative positive test and a positive negative test. And you can have several tests in a row that are all negative, which I did. And overkill like every other day, because I got really, really sick a couple weeks ago for about 10 days. And thank God it was during the period that we were off at AEW, and I wasn't exposed to anybody and quarantined in my house. But buddy, I'm just telling you, I know the symptoms vary hugely from person to person and age group. But let me tell you, I got sick as hell. It scared me to death. I was in the bed for probably a week.
Wow.
Couldn't drink anything, couldn't eat anything. I was hallucinating. I was looking at my ceiling and I saw ice forming on the ceiling. So had us one day there for a minute where I couldn't catch my breath, and it was a lot of things I had never experienced in my life that just scared me to death. So what I want to do is just reiterate to everybody out there, guys, this thing is bad. It's really bad, and it varies from person to person. We have not 1,000% turned the corner and this getting better. If anything, we're going into that peak season, and we haven't even started talking about flu and all that. So I'm begging you, as a member of our family, tell everybody you know, wear the mask, do the social distancing, just take care of your health in general. Try not to get a cold, try not to get the flu. If you don't have to go somewhere, don't go. And I know there's a huge, huge hangover in this country with all of our nurses and doctors and volunteers and police officers and you name it. Everybody that's out there on the front line, man, have been pulling 80, 90, I'm sure 100-hour shifts, so do something for those people. Do something nice for a stranger. Do something nice for a family member. If you can afford to make a house payment for them or a car payment, or, take them grocery shopping. We are in a situation here that's unprecedented. And if we don't look after each other as citizens, it's not going to get done. So, I know this is strong. I don't want anybody to get down. This show is meant to just have some fun. But if we don't stop and pause and realize we got to fix this ourselves, I don't know. But I experienced it firsthand when I went back to work, just to button the story up, my test that you always get with AEW before you can enter anywhere. You can't, you don't even need to go to your hotel room. You fly in, go, get a test. The one that I had this past Wednesday morning, all of a sudden I had the antibodies for having COVID, which meant I had it, but at no point did I test positive for it. So what was going on in my bedroom for a week was absolutely COVID. And it was brutal, and it was hard to deal with. It was all I could do. You go days without drinking water hardly because you can't get it down. You go a week without food. It's tough. So all I'm asking is let's do some common sense things, but go the extra mile for those of us that can do it. Do something nice for a stranger. Do something nice for a family member. Do something nice for a friend, and let's get this thing knocked out. Okay.
Well, I'm glad you're okay, Arn. We all know somebody who's been affected in a major way, and I had somebody that I've worked with for a long time, more than 10 years, pass away this past weekend from COVID.
Oh, Jesus.
And at this point, we haven't talked about it on all the shows, but my mom and dad had it. My sister had it. We think Megan had it. She never tested positive, but she too has the antibodies, similar deal to you. Our daughter Morgan got it. Somehow our daughter Kansas avoided it. I never tested positive, but dude, it's been rough. It's affected everybody at this point, and we've got to try to stick together and take care of each other. So that's a great message from you to get us going today. And we're glad that you got the shoulder up and you're back with us today.
Well, me too. And like I said, we're supposed to entertain and kind of take people's thoughts off of anything negative today. But I just felt in a big way, that we got to fix this. And it was just, I see it, wherever you go daily or, here and there, you just can kind of get this feeling that people are, okay, we're in a new year now. Christmas is done. All these other things are done. It's maybe we're around the corner. We can take our foot, off the pedal. No, sir. Put your foot on the pedal and let's get this thing resolved.
Great message. I don't know how to transition from that into talking about wrestling, but that's what we're going to try to do. We're trying to be a distraction for you, but that is a necessary message to start our show today. And I appreciate you being so open and honest. It feels like a lot of times people want to play that stuff close to the vest, but you have a platform and you have a voice and you shared it for good today. So kudos to you on that. We're right up against the Royal Rumble. It's this weekend. I know you don't watch as religiously as maybe some of our listeners do, but you want to make an early prediction? Who do you think's coming out with their hand raised this Sunday at the Royal Rumble?
Wow. Rumble's always an exciting show because there's so many things that can happen during the course of an hour plus match. Gosh, you would, I'll just go there. It's how do you not count Brock Lesnar as the number one contender? Wow. I mean, to even skip over him, how do you do that?
Right.
You would be foolish if you look back on it and said, okay, he wasn't my first choice because, he's the guy, and I have no idea what his contract situation is, but he's the guy that's always looming in the dark. That he's the boogeyman, the real one. So yeah, that would be my pick.
I'm going to be going a different direction. I want it to be Daniel Bryan. We'll see how it goes.
Cool.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.